Hi, everyone. My name is Nilesh Mathura. I'm one of the co-founders of SaasTribe, and I'm really excited about today's session. So we plan to do a whole series around WordPress. And today, our guest speaker is a very valuable member of our community as well. His name is Ruhani Rabin. He's a very humble guy. He's very smart, and he is always willing to help everyone in the community. So I'm really excited to have him here today, and welcome, Ruhani.
Hey, how is everyone doing? For me, it's
Need to give you a
11
little bit of
p.m.
applause here.
Thank you, Nilesh. Thank you for inviting, and thank you everyone who are joining the show. I'm new to this, so if I make mistakes, please forgive.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's totally fine, Ruhani. That's the whole goal of our community. To you have certain skills, certain experience, certain expertise which you are here to share. We know that maybe if you're new to streaming, you will get used to it. And I want you to, you know, do more streaming, be online in our community,
yes,
and and share what you can. And I hope you can gain from it too. So don't worry about that.
yes, of
Yes.
course.
Yeah. Okay. So, Ruhani, why don't you give a little bit about a background about yourself? How long have you been working with WordPress? And talk a little bit about WP Optimize, so plugin with over 1 million plus installs. What made you do that? And yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I actually started my technology life in 1993, and I started with COBOL, and I don't know whether you can remember these names or not, COBOL, Fortran, and stuff. I started in WordPress since the very beginning in 2003, and I was amazed that a platform that can do so many things beside being a CMS. So you can make it how you want to shape it. You can work on it to shape it. So 2005, end of 2005, I am generally a lazy person. So if there is a thing I need to do 2 times, I will write a program for it. So it will keep on doing the job when I execute it. So that is how actually WP Optimize was created, because I was having trouble running scripts every week to reduce my database overhead, and all those transients data and the junk data that WordPress create. And after I tested it few times, then I thought, if I am having this problem, I
Yes.
think many others are having the same issue.
Yes.
So I just registered on WordPress.org and start learning Git, and started pushing the code into the repository. And within 1 month, I had like 4,000 downloads. So it was an eye opener for me that, okay, it's a very niche area,
Yes.
but there were no other at that point
Yes.
that covers those things.
Yes.
And that is how it started. It's basically just to help out people. And I know I spend hours and hours optimizing things, database scripts and stuff. And I can understand that those who are not technically savvy, how they are going to do this.
Yes.
So, and
Yes.
that is how it was made basically. And I was lazy.
Absolutely. And you got that right? I mean, you have over 1 million plus installs. So you are absolutely spot on when it comes to figuring it out that if you have that problem, then a lot more people have that problem. So
Oh,
that's
definitely,
right.
yes.
Right. So that's why
And
you have 1 million plus
community also
installs.
helped. Yep. Community also provided feedback that, can you add this, can you add this. Then I started studying and adding more features. I didn't use certain things that also adds overhead, so I slowly put them in, and it took off the pace from that point.
Okay. Okay. Yes. And I know recently, and I'm not sure if we are allowed to touch base on that, but recently WP Optimize has a pro version. It's been acquired by Updraft
Uh,
Plus, I
yes,
believe, which is another great company.
yes.
So, uh, are you still in any way involved
Oh,
in the
I
development?
am still managing ideas and improvements. So you can say that I am a executive product level person who
Okay.
doesn't take money from them but provide the feedback
Okay.
in exchange of me being part of the ecosystem, because I have spent so many years for this that it was very hard for me to let go. So I
Yes.
still want to be a part of the ecosystem.
Yes. Yes. And I think
And the
that's the wise
honest
move.
things,
Yes.
the honest things, there were four offers on the table,
Yeah.
including WP Vivid.
Yes.
I think you know about them, and main WP. But the only one I accepted is Updraft Plus because of their attitude. They
Yes.
want to bring it to the next level.
Yes.
I mean, when I talked with David, he was so full of energy, and that is what I was looking for. I know I have a full-time day job, and it was really difficult for me to tackle this by my
Yes.
own.
So you
And
must be
yes,
spending a lot of hours after your day job just maintaining, developing it,
and
fixing
I
bugs, and
personally reply every single query,
wow.
regardless what time it takes.
How many like queries do you like? How busy does it get? Like, do you get?
At the end of 2016, when I did the handover,
Yes.
I had roughly 70 queries per day.
Wow. Yes.
Yep.
And of course, you're not charging for any of it.
None.
So it is kind of really
But
uh,
I told them, if you like, you can send me a coffee. So,
yeah.
it's entirely
Yes.
up to you. Yeah.
Yes. Of course. Of course. In what do you find like in terms of WordPress users? Are people generally grateful for what you're providing as a service for free? Because
Yes.
it would, if not for you or for some of the like-minded folks, you could pay a lot of money for this kind of service, right? So
They were a little bit rebellious when WP Optimize went for Pro,
yeah.
because the noise was around that this guy has been done it for 7 to 8 years,
Yeah.
and he tackled everything and maintained the quality. So
Yeah.
I had two 1 stars
Yes.
and 745 stars when I handed over. To
Yeah.
maintain that,
Yeah.
it's a
You can't
tremendous
make
amount
everybody
of
happy.
effort. No, it's very, very tough
Yeah.
to maintain that.
And that shouldn't be your goal either. So that's good.
So
So
what I did to maintain this satisfaction, those who had problem, I remember a housewife who started an online business in 2015 with WordPress, and she had a terrible time setting this up. So I told her, if you trust me, you give me the admin access. I will configure everything for you, and if you are happy, then you review. So I went to that point. It may be overdoing things, but that is how you build relationship.
yes. Hey, we have a few folks online. Just want to message everyone who is here. Hey,
Yeah, I
Artit.
can't see their names properly.
Yes, it's Artit. Alston is here. Ahmed Javed is here. Hey,
Alston, yeah, I
Ahmadi.
did.
How are
Hi
you?
everyone.
I'm based in Toronto,
Sometimes
Ahmadi as
I
well.
can't always see your names, so hi from me. Regardless where you are, thanks for being here.
Yeah, we have
And
Aditya
since it's
Sharma.
11 p.m.
We
for
have
me, so
Pamela
I
Lai.
will
Yes.
I will give a cheers. This is a single malt, full
Oh,
glass.
well, cheers. Oh, that's excellent. That's excellent. Well, I would give you company, but it is 11 a.m. in the morning here, so it's about 11:15. So maybe in one of our
Yeah.
evening sessions.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Hey, hi Sri. How are you doing? So, those of you who are just joining in, Ruhani is the developer of WP Optimize plugin. Today, we're going to talk to him about WordPress optimization. We just did a quick intro, so you have, if you're joining in late, you can always watch the session again. And my next question, Ruhani, to you is around what would you advise, like for somebody who wants to develop a WordPress plugin? And we'll get into the core topic of optimization after this question. But if somebody wants to get into the development of a plugin, have a freemium model where they have like a free version and a pro version, what would be your advice in a few minutes if you can?
So if you want to make a plugin, make sure it helps people. The first
Yes.
thing first.
Yes.
If it doesn't, then there is no point of making it. Do not
Yes.
make things just to make money. It will never work.
Yes.
And be passionate about the thing. Don't give up. And once you are ready, then you segment part of your plugin that majority of the people can use it for free, and those who will be able to fork out a limited amount of money from their pocket every month, which doesn't hurt them, but you add the extended features that adds a tremendous value to their free plugin. And once you've done that, you will notice that people actually don't mind spending $15 or $20 per month if it saves their time. The core of everything is saving their time. Anything that saves my time doing something, and I am willing to spend for it. That's the core concept behind it, I would say.
Yeah, so there's a comment here from Ahmadi Javed. He's saying, just to let you know, I'm using your plugin on more than 80 plus websites. That's amazing.
Oh my God. Thank
Yes.
you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you
amazing,
made my
Ahmadi.
day and night.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And thank you, Ahmadi, for tuning into the live session. So if you have any questions, we'll get there. Keep your questions ready.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
I will catch up even after the show. No
Yes.
worries.
Yes. So I know in let's before we jump into optimization, because you have so much experience, Ruhani, in developing a WordPress plugin, and you have a SaaS mentorship program, would you
Yep.
be open to mentoring? Of course, it has to be a paid mentorship, but are you open to
No, it
mentoring
doesn't have to
people
be paid
around?
mentorship.
I
Not at
mean,
all.
but I mean, if at the end of the day you've been doing it for too long, you have a lot of things which I'm sure people will pay for your service. So, but doesn't have to be paid. I get it. It's
No,
optional.
it's optional.
Yes.
It's really optional. If it saves your time, if it uh, bring you to a point, to a
Yes.
solution,
Yes.
and you succeeded out of it, it's entirely up to you. If you put a good word for it, I'll be more than happy. It's
Yes.
just that my day job right now is CPO/CIO. So
Yeah.
on top level, we manage a lot of stuff, and we build SaaS programs for enterprises. So we are managing the local telcos and their backend systems and stuff. So I'm in charge of all of that. So it takes out a huge chunk of time from my hand. I
Yes.
wish I would have more time, but yes, you can ask me always. I will find a time to reply you.
Okay. So we'll leave a link for Ruhani's community for mentorship in here, as well as in the comments, and it's in the credits as well at the end of the show. So please join. And yes, if you're thinking of developing a platform, so there are so many things to learn and so many things which Ruhani can share with you and make it easy for you if you're developing a platform. So, and again, I'll share those links with you, so keep that in mind. Okay, so let's get into the WordPress optimization, which is the core topic of today. So I mean, WordPress, like, there is so much to talk about it. Like, there is so many blogs, there's so many tools, there is so many hosting providers. You cannot really live without it, right? Like, without noticing WordPress somewhere. My question is, WordPress has evolved quite a bit. Today, there are things like Core Web Vitals, which Google measures around your site performance. So, what are the top plugins to you would recommend in today's day and age for site optimization, other than WP Optimize, of course?
Of course. I would emphasize before going to plugin, actually the first step for any WordPress optimization is the hosting. That is
Yes.
like a backbone. So it's a foundation you build your building. So if your foundation is weak, your building can fall down anytime. So I wouldn't say go for Fastly, CDN, or WP. What was their name? They are very well known. WP Engine or something. No, you don't have to. You just have to make a smart choice of hosting. I'm going to drop the name here, and I know a lot of people have their own opinion. I give you one simple example. I have changed since 2003 27 hosting provider.
Yes.
It gave me an insight and experience to today I can be in front of you and tell that if you want to save money, go with name hero. Number one.
Yeah.
Second, you can go with A2 hosting.
Okay. What was the
Third,
first one, Ruhani? What was the first one?
name hero.
Name Hero. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So they are backed. I investigated them in a sense. They are backed by Liquid Web. Their infrastructure is from Liquid Web, and currently I have 7 hosted sites with them,
Yes.
and the performance are peak performance. Even
Okay.
I'm paying. Okay, so the lowest tier I'm paying $12 a month. I think it's affordable because if you go with things like Bluehost or similar, you have to change hosting. I have been with Bluehost and every other common name you have seen in the market. And here I'm telling you, and I'm going to show you something later on that will make this a proof. A lot of people talk bad about i20i hosting from UK, but do you know that you won't need a plugin to actually use cache and global CDN on WordPress if you use 20i hosting? And you can get the mark up to 100 out of 100 from them. So these are the things that a lot of people I have noticed that they are not happy. They have some history, but have you given them a chance in real life? A hosting is a month's money, right? So I can spill my coffee. It will cost me 10 to 12 bucks. But in that month, you will know everything about them. That was my mentality when I changed hosting provider 1, 2, 3, 4 until today. My 27th hosting provider is Name Hero. So hosting was the groundwork. Then I will talk about the plugin. Yeah, Nilesh, you wanted to say something.
No, no. I just wanted to say, yes, hosting, but how much does it matter in terms of like hosts like Kinsta, or you have a lot
I
more
would say,
expensive hosting. Yeah.
honestly, I would say if you can afford and if
Yes.
you are a professional company and you
Yeah.
have the budget, please
Yes.
go with WP Engine Kinsta.
Yes.
It will reduce your headache so much you won't believe when you switch to them. Yes, they are expensive, but can you afford it? If you can, go with them. If you cannot, go with Name Hero or
Yes.
A2 or 20i. A
Yes.
lot of people says 20 I had a fall down at some point of time. Yes, we all business fall down one point of time, and it's not always smooth all the time. I'm not, I don't work for them. What I did test, and I'm talking from the testing perspective. So yes, so
Yeah.
if you have the chance, go with Kinsta, go with these guys know what they're doing.
Yes. Yes. Our
They
site is
know what they're
hosted on
doing.
Kinsta actually. The
Yeah.
like overall, I mean, they are phenomenal. I have a few customers on Kinsta. They're very, very happy with Kinsta, right?
Yes.
But
Maybe
again,
I'm
not every
just
customer is on
cheapskate,
Kinsta.
I'm like, okay, I have too many domains floating around here and there. So can
Yeah.
I afford Kinsta or not? I mean, if
Yeah.
I can get 95% mark from Name Hero, I am still okay because I am now leaning more towards light speed web servers
Yes.
rather than Nginx.
Yes.
And yeah, but yes, definitely go for Kinsta or WP Engine. Yes,
Hey,
they
Pamela
are
has
the
a
best
question.
players. Yeah.
Yes, Pamela has a question. She's saying, I just renewed mine with WPX. What do you think about this one?
I did a testing. They had an outage for one of the domains I hosted there for almost a day. So generally, I don't see outage for one day. It's a bit of bottleneck when they do that. But if you want to know the WPX, they are a super optimized hosting. Beside that outage for a long time, other than that, I have not a single problem with them. They do not use so much resources because their components are tightly optimized. That is, I respect that feature from WPX.
Yes, Ruhani, do
And
you maintain a blog, right? Can you share the URL? Like, just can you talk a little bit? You maintain a blog on these topics as well, I suppose.
yes, I write about marketing, WordPress, and self development
Yes.
in a mixture of these. And my blog is very old, since 2005, and I have more than 1,000 posts posted. And it took a long time. The SEO score is going up. I can tell you why, because the site speed is high.
Yes. Yes.
So I've been monitoring the SEO, and
Yes.
I have seen a great progress. And I'm going to talk a little bit about Core Web Vitals.
Yes.
So Google's Core Web Vitals is
Yes.
actually a guideline. So if you have catch up on John Mueller's webinars, you will notice he always mention it as a guideline. It's not a static value.
Yes.
So you should not build your bridge on top of that. Rather, you should look at GTmetrix, webpagetest.org, because they accumulate multiple type of data and combine them together with Web Core Vitals. So yes, it's a guideline. So if you want better result, webpagetest.org, Pingdom, and GTmetrix is my standard of testing. I am more lean to GTmetrix, but yeah, these three of them. So all of them actually includes Core Web Vitals value.
Okay. Okay. Now, uh, for somebody who is not familiar with these things, right? Like, I mean, core web vitals and things of that nature. Like, is there, like, I mean, of course, you have. Is there like a DIY strategy you would suggest how they go about it?
Yes, and I have written a note about this. But before I go there, I will tell you 6 pointers. What actually kills website performance?
Yes.
A lot of people doesn't ask this. The performance killer is TTFB, time to first byte.
Yes.
And when you have a cheap web hosting, and that will kill your TTFB like nobody's business. So I would say the 6 points: hosting, theme, that you are using, loading too many scripts, JavaScripts, unoptimized images. You didn't resize the image when you load it and didn't compress it. Too big images. The image only needed for 600 pixel, but you uploaded a HD image, and too many database calls. So these are the core things that will destroy your website. So when we look at this, it automatically resolves the problem by taking care of those things. So how do I take care of those things in a simplified manner? For example, for hosting, I went with Name Hero. I have LS Cache, Lightspeed Cache. And I have an optimized theme is called Generate Press. I use it everywhere. Like it's super light, less number of database calls. Optimized page builders. I know not everyone is comfortable with, what do you call that? Gutenberg. So they want something that they can quickly design, like Elementor or DV and similar. What is the other one? Breezy. It's fine, but you just need to pick the optimized one. So I have done testing on Elementor and few others, and now you're going to hear my side of the story of page builders. So which I like, Breezy. A lot of people doesn't talk about it. I know Osaka, you talked about it, but yeah, not many people. And then the second one is DV. The DV new version, super high speed. They optimize the code. And Zion Builder, a bit difficult to pick up, but if you get on with it, it gives you a fantastic speed. And of course, if you are like me, I go with Generate Blocks with Generate Press. Is visual, yeah.
Ruhani, there is a lot of discussion around DV being slow and Elementor being slow versus people recommending Generate Press,
Yes.
Oxygen. What are your thoughts on that?
Sorry, I forgot to mention Oxygen. It has a learning curve, but it's a fantastic tool as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're saying DB being heavy.
Yes.
It was.
Yes.
It was. So what I'm going to do to show you to use a cheap hosting from 20i, which
Yes.
costed me $9.
Yes.
And I use their own optimization system and CDN system from StackCP, their control panel. And I put in DV there for a test, and it came out 99/100.
That's impressive.
And today when I tested, I had a small script underneath, so it's 95/100. Do you know not many website can achieve that with that template? I didn't. Last year I didn't. So yes,
this is with
it
the
was
new
heavy.
version. This is the new
It's with
version
the
of
new
DV.
version.
Okay. Okay.
So yes, don't get mad at DV. They have done a great job, I would say, that optimizing this thing. It was an eye opener because when I read about it, I was like, I have to put it on test. Otherwise, I'm not satisfied. So let's put a domain. Let's get a hosting as cheap as I can, and let's put the theme in and see how it comes out. So I'm going to show you the result of that site later on.
That's cool. If you share your screen, I can move us to a screen share.
Let me complete the general improvement path for everybody.
Yes.
So
yes,
first is hosting.
Of course.
Second is optimized theme and optimized page builders. Like it can be Oxygen, it can be Zion Builder or DV or similar. Less JavaScript, because sometimes we don't need all these fancy things. Like you need icon in this corner and you need icon at that corner. I mean, what is your goal? If there is a business value for that, you can have that. But every time you are putting JavaScript, you're reducing the performance. And resize the images before you upload it. So in general, I would an image CDN. I'm going to show that later on, that how easily you can implement this, and almost whoever in this our show,
Yeah.
I believe 10 out of 10 will be able to implement this.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Yeah, that's great.
hi Jenny.
Yes, Jane's saying,
Hi Sam.
I almost missed it. I fell back asleep. So I'm not sure why Jenny's here, but he was supposed to go on a vacation with his
Oh,
wife. So I'm
right.
not sure like, are you attending the stream from the vacation, or you didn't go on a vacation? What's happening, Jenny? Same here. Meeting nearly had me miss this. Hey, Mikolash, how are you doing? I'm glad you were able to make it. Hi, Sam. And we had a few folks earlier as well. Hosekar, and then we had Pamela comment, and then that was Kiran. How are you, Kiran? So shout out to everybody who joined. If I missed you, my apologies. So
Yeah, because
okay, Ruhani, continue.
during the live session is very
Yes.
difficult for me to reply. Now I know.
Yeah, I will reply on behalf of you.
All right,
There is
thanks.
a lot going on, and there is a monitor here for me, and then there is a laptop here, and I have my camera in front of me. So I mean, you have to do a lot of things, but you get used to it. Uh, it's just a matter of doing it. We'll do a few before you do on your own, Ruhani. So yes.
So, one more time, I summarize for everybody, those who missed. The general improvement path is hosting. Number one, do not take this lightly. Your hosting is your base that you are going to build your house upon. Number two, optimize theme. Number three, optimize page builders, less JavaScript, resize the images, and use image CDN. So
Okay.
that's the basic path you can go with. Yeah, Nilesh, you wanted to say something?
Uh, no, no, no. I was going to say, what about things like fonts, any third-party code?
So when I'm going to share the screen,
Yes,
you can still get away with Google Fonts. It will
yes,
not impact your performance if you use the method called swap,
yes.
SWAP.
Okay,
So what it does, it renders your page. Once the page is loaded, it requests the font using JavaScript. So then your page is not affected by your font. The font loads like slightly 1.5 seconds later, which is okay. I think that's okay for almost everybody. So it creates a little bit of rendering flicker, but by doing that, you can save intense amount of performance improve. So beside the font, I think you third party code, right?
yes, third-party code. Yes,
Third party code, I will say identify which are the most useful to least useful. Try to take off the least useful from the list of them and put them in your footer, including Google Analytics. I think a lot of you guys are already doing that, but I would say, for example, console to remember the
yes, yes,
Epsilon deal.
yes,
It will differ tremendously when you put it in the footer. And once you configure your LS cache to defer that console to script, it will take about 500 millisecond delay to load. But then the Google optimization or GT metrics will give you the full score. And I noted everything and forgot to say one small thing that makes a lot of difference is lazy loading. It can be for YouTube and for images. Tremendously helpful.
yes. So, and why is this all important? I mean, how does this affect SEO and things like that? Can you talk a little bit about that? And yeah,
So since the end of 2020, I knew that they are going to push on this
yeah,
because it affects user experience. every one of us have now we have less attention span.
Yes. So customer retention is the
And
key to.
yes, so even myself, if I see a website taking more than 1.5 second, I'm like, oh, okay, I have something else to do. So my attention is diverted. And the moment you lost the attention of this person, you lost a sale. If your website sell things, literally you lost the sale. So, and mobile being utmost important because we are always on mobile, either on iPad or iPhone, it travels with us. Not all the time we are open with MacBook and reading websites. So performance is the key indicator. I would rather cut down some of my fancy things to have minimalistic but high speed, highly readable website. Because when I think of mobile, I know that in mobile screen is smaller, it might be difficult for people to read in the sunlight. So think the situations that people will go through to read your content. So once you make them read your content, then you can sell them things. It's just a funnel starts from there. So if they do not come in, hi Jason.
Yeah, Jason is here. Jao Ortega is here as well. That's the
Yeah,
comment
hi
from him.
Joe.
Hey, Jao. Hi, Jason. I hope your weekend is going well. We're just getting started on some of
Hey
the
Jason,
WordPress.
here is this one for you.
Oh, yes, Jason. That's one for you. I know it's tea time, so I'm just having a cup of tea here. But cheers, Ruhani. And so in terms of attention span, you're right. I mean, can you talk a little bit about AMP as well as let's cover AMP a little bit and how with WordPress. I mean, like, are there any plugins you use and things of that nature, and also how many plugins um, should one have? I mean, because the confusion with WordPress is like there's so many good plugins. You want to every time you want to add a feature, you want to add a plugin, right? I mean, how?
Definitely, I have something to say about this
Yes.
because I have seen people that use a plugin to add a logo in your login page. So the functionality and the job for that plugin that is hi Miko. Yes, I recommend AMP even though AMP will be going off in next few years, but I still recommend them. PWA, it's a very niche case. Unless your website is a application platform that generates a certain kind of activity, for example, it's a to-do list. For example, it's a SaaS product. Yes, then you should do PWA, so people can access the website and have the feeling of a native app. It executes that faster. Yes, I recommend.
Okay. 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 So can we talk a little bit about the number of plugins? I mean, I think you were touching that point.
Now I came to a point that if I want to change just the logo of my login page, I am not never going to install a plugin. So what I usually do, I make a custom plugin for each of my website. So this plugin contains specific amount of code that tweaks that site's features. I know it's pretty advanced. Not everybody can do that.
Yeah, it's impossible for everybody to do that, right?
Yeah,
I mean, so what should they do? I mean, yes,
what they should do,
yes,
they should get WP Codebox.
okay,
So what does WP Codebox does? It it's a plugin that brings you code snippets from many different areas, and it has error recovery system. So you do not worry whether this code is proven to be working or it has errors. Most of the time that we worry about, if there is an error in my custom plugin, the site will go down. The WP Codebox cover all these things. Pamela, I will get back to you on these. So WP Codebox covers all of these things with you being on the safe side, because you are not supposed to write a plugin. But at the same time, it can reduce 5 plugin, and you don't need those 5 plugin when you have those code snippets. My logic will be, if you do not need a plugin for specific features that doesn't bring you money, do not install it. If it doesn't make your site faster, do not install it. So that will be core logic, like a generalized logic. But
Yes.
of course, sometimes you need a specific tool that has a business value. So you have to compromise. But if possible, do not go for plugin for each and every tiny features you want on your website.
Ruhani, I know this is a very popular topic and everybody bashes Elementor for speed and things, but there are a lot of users for it. And of course, there are a lot of plugins which work with Elementor.
Yes, they do.
What is your take on Elementor, like overall?
The I always have Elementor installed, and I always check what is the new features coming up. And they did quite a lot of optimization lately in last 2 months, which was improved, but not as improved as DV. I mean, in deployment wise, for Elementor, you might need to hire somebody specialized who can tweak the code for your live site, and then you get the number about 95 out of 100. It's possible. It's not impossible. So that part of it actually annoys me, that I actually need to find a hard coder who can actually go and fine tune these things. The core logic is we should be able to do it by ourselves.
Yes. So, because Elementor has so many other plugins which kind of complement it, right? So it's not just
Yes.
Elementor, but then you have a whole series of plugins built around it for add-ons and dynamic
Yes.
content for Elementor and all those things. And then you get into that Elementor ecosystem where you
Yes.
start building it, right? Should a user be doing that, or they should stick to simple basics and not go too
But
much into
you
that
see,
ecosystem?
this differs on different level of people.
Yeah.
I am comfortable with Gutenberg, and I prefer light, minimalistic, informational websites where, for me, readability is a big deal. Means people should be able to read it comfortably on their phone and iPad and desktop. So that's my case. So I'm a niche case. In
Yes.
general, everybody prefers a little bit of shiny stuff, nice design, nice user experience. But they should also take a moment to think that, is it satisfying them or is it satisfying their reader? Who they are satisfying? Because the reader will become a customer.
Yes.
So stay minimalistic. You can still do great design in minimalism with Gutenberg. I can tell you certain things that you won't believe, that people created a platform like DV, like Elementor, using 2021 WordPress default theme. Who will believe me? Tell me. The default theme that comes with WordPress,
Yes.
they created a system that can be a landing page, that can be a website by itself with your
Yes.
own design. The system is there. I will show you. I'll show you. And
Okay. Hey, we have some questions here. Let me take those questions for you, Ronnie, here.
yeah,
For a non developer, what would be the best recommendation to have the right balance between speed and features, referring to number of plugins used? That's from Jao Ortega. Jao,
I
thanks for the question.
I am comfortable. Hi, this is Jao, I think.
Yes, he is.
Hi,
Jao.
Jao.
Yes.
Yeah, I am comfortable with the number 85 in GT matrix, but 80 is still workable. So this will not destroy your SEO. The moment you drop from 80 and down below, your SEO will be affected. So I am following that logic that for my SEO, I want to have 90. For my SEO, I want to have 85. So this is how you balance. So you have a moderately good design and your performance is roughly around 85 to 80. You can still get away with it. Google will not penalize you. I have seen this in few other websites. I tested this. And I think he have a follow-up question also.
Yes, he does have a follow-up question. What would be the 3 major steps to tweak or slim down Elementor codes?
Most of the time, from my experience with Elementor, I have deployed 3 enterprise level websites. And what the problem was, to slim them down, I had to slim down their additional plugins that supports Elementor. Means not Elementor core, is the additional plugins that you have installed. Because when you do that, those plugins will add CSS and JavaScript along with Elementor ones. So that should be your first step to reduce the overhead.
Okay. There is a comment from.
I didn't mean enough. You can pass by with it. Like if you check my web entities, I'm mostly around 95. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah.
We are like-minded. I knew it from the day one.
Yeah, he's saying, yes, Ruhani, that is how I like websites too. Clean, simple to read, and reader focused.
Yes.
Cluttered websites turn me off. Absolutely. So there is one more comment here. Let me see who it is from. It's from Azim Sheikh. Hey, Azim. He's saying, I build my website using Elementor and one more add-on. I'm getting 100 score in GT metrics using Name Hero shared hosting.
So I guess I made my point. So your web hosting is your base. And one more thing, which I haven't mentioned, Name Hero is using NVMe, which is the next level of SATA hard drives. And I
Yes.
think if I'm mistaken, is 5 to 6 times faster. So your cache, your page cache, your website cache will work even fast, the read and write speed. So definitely it will help. Thank you, thank you, Azim.
Yeah, he's saying 80, 85 is enough. Funny because most of us are aiming for 95 to 100.
I don't mean enough. I meant that you passed the exam. So is that enough? For most of us, it's not. So either you reach a mark that is A plus or A or B. So it doesn't mean that that is enough. Of course, A plus is enough. So yeah, it's a different thing for discussion.
Yes. I have a question for you, Ruhani, before we take the next one. And, every time I'm purchasing a WordPress plugin, right, the WordPress developer, whoever it may be, and a lot of them are not using WooCommerce. What they're using is a Thrivecart, right? And
Yes.
it is very popular amongst WordPress developers to use Thrivecart. Of course, maybe because of its all its capabilities, it's being. But is there a reason they are not using WooCommerce?
Yes. So you see, Thrivecart is a intended item. Their job is to create a payment system integrated with WordPress ecosystem. Now, I'm not saying WooCommerce is not, but
Yes.
look at WooCommerce. It's like Burj Khalifa. Okay, I mean WooCommerce is Burj Khalifa. Do you need Burj Khalifa just to process your payment? You don't. Meanwhile, Thrivecart is an optimized system that the developers can easily integrate without depending on so many things that WooCommerce offers. So it's for me, it's a no-brainer to use that.
Okay.
Because when WooCommerce changes, they change so many things, affect so many places. But Thrivecart, you already know these guys are processing my payments.
Yeah.
That's my target. Light, easy, and easy to integrate. For WooCommerce, someday they will decide that this function, they will change it to some other function. You know how many websites will break if they
Yes.
do that? And they have done that previously. Yes, now it's much more controlled, but it happened.
Yes. And it's best not to use too many plugins as well, as we discussed earlier, because when you have different plugins, there are incompatibilities. And I mean, as a developer of WPM, do you test all the compatibilities where things break with a lot of different plugins, and
It's
how
really
does it
tough.
work on the
So
back end? Yeah.
I had 7 virtual machines, and I had 7 versions of WordPress pre-installed
Yeah.
and configured with the most common Apache and MySQL. So what I would do, I would manually copy the developed plugin into these 7 virtual machines and test one by one. Do you know how much time it takes? It takes a humongous amount of time to test each of them individually. And each of them I had to enable the debug session to see is there anything in the log.
Interesting.
I think yeah, that's a very hard work to do. Later on, I learned UAT,
Yes.
user assisted testing,
Yes.
and then I changed the process into that and saved hours and hours of time. I
Okay.
think there are a few questions are here that
Yeah.
I missed.
I no, no, I will get them. I'll get them. There is a
Okay.
question here about how about gamification plugin to get more engagement should I implement? So probably like GamiPress or something. What's your thoughts on that?
First, do a test. It's always about test. You implement the plugin. No, first do a backup, full backup of the website. You can use WP Vivid or Updraft Plus, whichever you feel comfortable with. Keep a backup, then install the plugin and check how it is affecting, whether you can still control the level of optimization that coming out from them. For example, they added 3 CSS and they added 4 JavaScript. Whether you will be able to control them. What I mean by that is, if you move the script to the bottom of the page, whether that functionality of that gamification plugin will break or not. If it breaks, then you have no choice. But then you have to think, this is for your business or this is for something you are offering to the people for free. So these two things will differ. If it is about your business and money, you have to talk with the plugin developers that you have added certain things and JavaScripts that is impacting your website in a very negative way. And most of the time, trust me, they will listen to you because you have identified something that nobody probably told them before because they didn't even bother to test it.
Yes.
So, testing, it literally takes about 5 to 10 minutes sometimes to see how it impacted your website. And yes, I know I am lazy. Everyone want to be the
Sorry.
lazy ones. There is no issues about it. And yeah,
Sorry. My apologies. I accidentally
no,
changed
it's
the
okay.
scene into something else. I don't know how
Yeah,
that happened,
it's
but
okay.
my apologies. So, one second here. There is a question from What is the best way to test the performance of our websites? Any links should be would be appreciated.
Actually, I think Jason, you already know this answer. I would always recommend two sites. First of all, if you go for Google Page Metrics, it's a guideline. Again, I'm repeating, it's a guideline. Do not take it as a standard. Even John Mueller has mentioned it in his webinar. Next is use GTmetrix in a combination with webpagetest.org. So these two will make a standard of all your performance testing, because first one, you will be able to know from GTmetrix that which are the items are taking most of your time on rendering. This is tremendously helpful. They called it waterfall, and we use it in a daily manner in all our SaaS programs that we develop. We check the waterfall performance metrics. So imagine one of your image is so big, it took literally 2.5 seconds to download to the end user.
Yes. So there's a thing here. Yes, I'm using Lightspeed, and oh, that's a comment here from Azim. He's saying, yes, I'm using Lightspeed. And Ruhani, can you explain a little bit about, sometimes a website has a different score in Lightspeed versus GT metrics, right? Like there would be different scores. I mean, obviously they're different services.
Oh, this is one important part.
Yeah.
Whenever you do any testing on GTmetrix or webpagetest.org, remember from the location they're testing your server is not cached yet. So the first hit will start making the cache. For example, Vancouver, Canada on GTmetrix default.
Yes.
The first request will start creating the cache for Canada, because my website, most of the visitors are from US. So the cache is already created for them, but
Yes.
and in the CDN.
Yes.
But for Vancouver, Canada, they just came in. The first request will create the cache. So on the second and third request, you will get the actual score. I would say to be safe is third. So third one, you will be definitely able to see that your cache and CDN has hit. And that is the correct number. A lot of people think that the moment you put light speed and it will become 100. Most of the time it's not. First time it will need to generate the cache. If it's already generated, of course it will be delivered instantly. So I would say for the safe bet, do 3 times.
Okay. What's your take on WP security plugins? Like, so would they slow down the site? I mean, what you would recommend from a security plugin perspective as well, and things like PatStack,
I am going to
WordPress. Yeah.
go back on the basics. What do I mean by that? Your hosting provider is still the key. If your hosting provider has DDoS prevention system and automated attack mitigation and malware scanner, you listen to me. You do not need a WP security plugin if you are on a good host. Even 20i, they are extremely difficult to penetrate. They have tightened their security so much that I had to go to the support and ask them, hello, can you please whitelist EWWW optimizer? Because I couldn't validate. They are that tight. So choose a hosting provider carefully. This is first, foremost, most important stuff. I have seen people install security plugins like, they do all these checkups and everything, and the moment you enter the interface, it doesn't move. Your whole WordPress website is sluggish.
Yes.
So there is no need. This is why we have hosting providers. They are supposed to support us. Name Hero will scan your files every day for whether there is a security issues in your files or not. 20i will do the same, and I'm sure many like A2 hosting and similar, they will do the same things. And this is why my website, I started 2000 end of 2004, is nearly I don't know how many years. I do not have a security plugin. I never had an I had two attacks mitigated by Cloudflare and my hosting provider. I didn't do anything. So chill about this and pick the right hosting provider. And on top of that, if you want to feel secure, attach Cloudflare within. You are done at that point.
Would you
And if
recommend
you
using
feel,
Cloudflare, like the free version, or?
oh yes, yes,
Okay.
Cloudflare is something that Cloudflare is like a glass or utensil. You need to eat food, and you will need utensil to eat it. It's actually that simple, and they provide certain layer of protection on which we are not aware of, especially in attack and mitigation in DDoS. And the reason I get to learn about all these DDoS mitigations and attacks because I also developed 3 years back for the company I'm working on the first parental cloud protection system in Malaysia. So I have seen it from the fruition of the idea to go to China and think of how to design the device. So it gave me all these security details and how people actually inject code and certain things, and it helped me a lot. Not only my workspace and you know for WordPress as well.
Thrivecard is more
Joy,
simple. Love it.
Jao also have another question. Yeah, sorry.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
So Virawat is saying Thrivecard is more simple. Love it. Thanks, Virawat, for that. What's your take? Oh, we covered that. And then we have a comment from Raj. He's saying, hey guys, hi Nilesh and Ruhani. Ruturaj is here.
yeah.
How does video embeds from external hosting affect speed?
It affects speed. Even from YouTube, it will affect speed. I would suggest you use if see these all going back to the hosting, because when you are on light speed, the ls cache will give you the option to load YouTube video with lazy loading. That's all you want. So even if you embed YouTube video, it doesn't get rendered unless you scroll up to that point. So does this answer your answer your question, Jao?
Yes, Shao. So let us know if you have any follow-up comments while we take the next comment here. Same happened with me on Hostinger. They had blocked the port for me to avail the CNAME feature through EWW.
Yes.
And I had to get EWW server IPs whitelisted in order to get it up. That's Ruturaj. I used Cloudflare
So
CDN to have DDoS layered in place. Yeah. Okay.
so if you guys don't have any other questions, I mean, I'm available. You guys can join the mentor group I have created, and I will find time. Of course, when I'm asleep, I won't be able to answer. But other than that, I will try to find time to answer whatever you want to know.
Yes.
Before
So
we go,
before we turn to the next scene, and for those who are watching, I would say, let me post here something. 1 second. Oh, here, 1 second. What's going on? Okay. So I hope you can see the link on your screen here. I have it, so I'll just read it for you as well. It's https://fyi.cool/SaasMentor. It's just a redirect. It will take you to Ruhani's Facebook group for SaaS mentorship. So if you're thinking, if you are a founder, or could be a WordPress plugin as well, I would highly recommend You join Ruhani's community. He's a very valuable member of our community. He's amazing always, and he has a good sense of humor as well, which I really like. So yeah, especially in his post. So it's very witty. So there we go. I hope you do join, and I'm sure there is a lot for you to learn from Ruhani. So okay. Okay. With that, I think there is a few more comments here coming in. So it's saying, Ankit is saying, one second, is that Ankit?
Yep.
It absolutely affects it. Oh, one second. Let me remove. I hope you have Ruhani's. I
Yep.
mean,
Yep.
I'll post it again. But let me remove this and add the comment. It says it absolutely affects it. Do a test page with and without, and you will see, like Ruhani said, lazy loading is the way to go. Some even have an image thumbnail that's loaded, and when you click on it,
Yes.
triggers the video.
This is why I said he is very very knowledgeable, and if you notice his replies, right, he can be. I mean, the first thing came to my mind to put on mentorship is him.
Who is him? Ankit, you mean?
Okay.
Ankit? Yes.
Yes,
That's a
Ankit.
comment from
I
Ankit.
mean,
Yes.
look at his replies. Have you noticed that how much thought he puts in, even
Yes.
for a single reply? So
Yes.
I,
Yes.
I I think you should join the group because I have a lot of plan for you.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. And if you do a WP Optimize Pro lifetime deal, Ruhani, don't forget us, okay? Yeah. So,
Of course, I will never forget you guys. Um,
okay. So,
do we have any more time on our hand?
oh, we do? I have time.
Okay.
Are you okay for time? I mean, we can cover,
Yes, yes, I'm okay. I'm
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Because we're going to do a
So
screen share.
I just wanted to show them, the
Yeah.
in-depth stuff. Let me know if you guys can see.
Hey, there is a comment from Raj as well. Again, Raj has a blog as well. So we next Saturday we actually have Ankit, and then the week following that we're gonna have Rituraj as well. So a lot of interesting folks in the community. If you do want to do a live stream, and if you are a subject matter expert in your domain, you're most welcome to join us. Just reach out to me and we'll do that. Right. So he's saying, buddy, what's your best plugin suggestion to add security to your website headers? I have WP Rocket in place, which adds a geozip and other security code to your HTA access by default, but my header score is still less. I have to add the iframe secure code to my header. Don't want to go all technical. So any plugin suggestion which would do it out of box.
Who is asking this?
That's Raj Gill. Rituraj Gill. Yes.
Yeah, Rituraj, I know it seems a lot that if you do not have the correct score for security plugins, but remember one thing: when you are enabling them, some of your plugin will start to fail to work. Especially those are coming from third-party domains, for example, EWW, and the images will not be able to load. For now, personally, I just put it into my .htaccess file and I just modify it there rather than installing a plugin at all. So I have seen few, but I do not want this part of the security integrated inside WordPress, because when you integrate inside WordPress, it saves in the database. If somehow somebody get access to the database in, I don't know, in certain way, they can see your security profile in a way. So I would rather keep it in the most safest place is .htaccess. Linux will not allow you to see this file at all from the public view. I will have a separate discussion on this with you, and I will show you that what are the other things can be improved. Is that okay?
Yes, that should be fine. we can always connect and comment in there in the live post later on
Yes.
as well for a more detailed discussion, Raj. But and Ruhani is not going anywhere, so we can
Yeah.
trouble him all that we want. So uh, yeah, yeah. I mean, when you have time, Ruhani, I know you're a busy man.
I'm all for. Somebody asked about Breezy Cloud. I'm all for Breezy Cloud. I will show you later why.
Jason has applied, joined the group. I'm the sixth member, really. Uh,
Yeah, I didn't
so
market it. I mean, this is the opening day for it. So yeah, you will be
I,
the founders.
you know what? I am going to join as well as we speak. And guys, just because I am the 10th member, I'll still be, I still get a little bit of a priority, I hope, for mentorship. I'm just kidding. Yes. But I do want to join as well very quickly here as we speak. So I suggest everyone take a minute and join. And, because there is a lot of valuable advice. Oh, am I? Okay, am I
Hey,
sharing
thanks,
the
bud.
correct link? Yes. Absolutely love Ruhani Rabin smile. He's witty and cheerful. So
I am cheerful. I can tell you the reason because in day-to-day job we have to be very serious and managing people. So if we don't crack jokes, right, everything becomes too stiff. I mean, you don't want everything to be stiff. You only need certain things to be stiff.
yes, yes. So that's a comment from Biswajit Pradhan. We have yes LTD for WP Optimize. Yes, Azim, we will get there.
Yes, we will. I already talked with David. He haven't confirmed, but he says that they have these kind of plans because these are picking up now this trend, and they are planning next year. But I cannot tell that because unless they give me a
Yes,
full permission to say it, you
yes,
know.
yes. So no comments on that for now. So if you need lazy load videos and other speed up factors, see Perf Matters, cheap and powerful.
Ah, yes. Who said this? This is
This
very important.
Mikolaj Piskor.
Sorry, I missed this point.
Mikolaj Piskor. Yeah.
Yes, it is. So let's imagine you do not have a light speed web hosting, you have Nginx or you have Apache. PerfMatter will help you a lot. A lot. I would say your numbers should increase by 30 to 50% on Apache itself, not even Nginx.
Then we have Perfect Friend. I have the code to put in HDAccess already. I was just lazy to edit my HDAccess, so asked you for the plugin. Yes, so that's Raj. What do you think about the new Breezy Cloud? I think we covered that. Or oh, did we cover that? What do you think about the new Breezy Cloud services and or Elementor Cloud? Not the cloud part.
Breezy Cloud, I love it. It's light, it's super fast, and if you compare the price with any other landing page builders, namely swipe pages and certain things, it pays by itself. Within, if you deploy 3 or 4 Breezy Cloud, you already get all your money back for a year. Yes, today Breezy Cloud had the last day of lockdown of their Breezy Cloud pricing. So yeah, if you still have the chance, grab it. I did.
Excellent. Excellent. So Ruhani is my first friend on this group. I call him Sensei since day one. Who is that?
It's Rutraj. Yeah,
Rituraj. Okay.
I know.
Oh, link again, Nilesh, please. Yes, let me give you the link again.
Who was talking about asset optimizer?
There we go. That's the link. It's https://fy.cool SaaS mentor /SaaS mentor. Yeah, so that's the link. I'll leave it here for those who have. I would highly suggest to join Ruhani's community because not only is my friend, but he's also a great human being in terms of his community spirit and what he brings to the table and what you can learn from him. So yes.
Somebody asking about asset optimize. Yeah, yes, I have tested these. The only thing is you actually have to invest a lot of your time to tweak one and test, tweak another one and test. So it requires an extensive amount of time to research which asset will break certain part of your site. And that's the whole reason I didn't mention it, because a day-to-day person, it can be a little bit overwhelming to go through that. But if you look at perf matters, they kind of put all the things in one place and guide you how to optimize it. I am not saying asset optimize is a bad thing, but if you're like really professional and you have a lot of time, you can fine tune it. Yes, I have seen a lot of Elementor professionals use this to optimize the Elementor theme. So it's a fine tool, but it might not applicable to the.
Okay. Okay, so we have Jason has posted the group guys in the group link in the comments. So please check it out. As is asset, I think we covered this. Asset Optimize offers more granular control. For sure, I do agree with you on some level. I used to prefer it on my old website. I found the score and speed to be better with perf matters this time around.
Yes, you see, this is not a proven science because it always depends on which kind of hosting you're using, how optimized their hosting is, whether you are under heavy traffic or splash traffic. What I mean by that is there is a Facebook ad running
Yes.
and you have a splash of traffic coming in. It can reduce a little bit of performance, but if you have performed website, hosting provider like Name Hero or Liquid Web or people like them or WP Engine, Kinstyle, they will take care of it. They will serve the pages. So yes, the number might differ time to time, but it's not the end of the line. You can automate your test every day and see how is your average for a month, and that should give you a certain satisfaction that in 30 days my website speed constantly between this and that. Generally I made the self satisfaction out of that. I know certain times it can be 90, certain times can be 95, or certain times 100. So which one I will pick? I will pick average of 30 days. So yeah.
Yes. So we have a next comment. Thanks a lot, Ruhani, and super great job also, Nilesh, for hosting so efficiently. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Jao, for those kind words. By the way, what's the streaming app that we are enjoying now? So the app I'm using currently. So there are a few things which you need, and I mean to do a live stream on it. But the app I'm using currently is Ecamm Live. So Ecamm Live, I'm has an interview mode, and it allows me to create the scenes, and I can go on talking about it. But I'm going to do a session, most likely later today, to talk a little bit about it. It might be, but my goal is for you to understand how I do it. Now, Ecamm Live is connected to Restream for multi-streaming. So then Restream has all these profiles. So I have my, Facebook group. I have our YouTube channel. I have a Facebook page. So I can choose where I'm going to stream on. And we are also launching a plugin. So my goal is to end all traffic eventually on my website. Why? Because I don't want the traffic, or like I want everyone to come to our website for whatever the reason. There are a lot of things around streaming, and right now you see this live video is being moderated. Like, so if I lose it or something like that, I still have all my audience go to my website. So eventually we're going to start streaming on my website. But anyway, I'll cover
Yes.
that in a lot more detail in a session, Joe, for you, for sure. Thank you for that. Okay, so
So, Pamela,
Fastly,
uh,
yes,
yeah. So, Pamela, yes, firstly is like the gold standard,
yes.
like if you want that. But if it is for your business and you already have funding, go for it. Firstly is equal to Kinsta. Firstly is equal to WP Engine. Bunny CDN is equal to Name Hero. So what does it mean? So you save money, you still get performance, but yes, you need to do a little bit work on top of that. But it will give you the satisfaction when you get the score as fastly as Kinsta, and there's the satisfaction. That satisfaction doesn't have any price tag.
Yes. I mean, I'm not using Fastly at present. I'm like, for my websites, I'm using Kinsta, but like for my videos, I'm using Bunny CDN for the CDN and
Yes,
streaming portion, right? And it's a lot cheaper. I think it's a lot cheaper compared to, because every time
very,
we are producing this whole video in 4K, and believe me, for a couple of hours, each file size is going to be like 20 gigs, right? So for each video you're producing is 20 gigs, and it can really add up very quickly on Fastly. But on Bunny CDN it would be a lot cheaper. Now there are more cheaper CDNs like 5 cent CDNs and things of that nature, but
yes.
Bunny CDN is a standard. It's good, and as Ruhani said, works. It's a lot more cost efficient for
So
me.
if I really want to make it in a digestible word, so Fastly is like Mercedes Benz, but Bunny CDN is like Nissan GTR. You get the picture? So yes, it's all posh and stuff, but Nissan GTR might win the race in a 1 mile race. So it's something like that. So I'm going to show 2 and 3 of my website.
Yes, yes. Why don't you share your screen? Let me just go and share. One
There is
second here.
one more question came in.
We can take that question. Yes. Oh, I shared the. I went
Oh,
to
sorry,
the
sorry.
next thing. No worries. No worries. We can talk
So
a little bit about that. Oh, 1 second here. It says, friend, with mobile first, FCP and CLS becoming major ranking factors lately, what is your take on having web pages that are more trusted? Well, I
more
lost the.
suited.
Oh, sorry. 1 second. That are most suited for desktop viewing. Yes, sorry, most suited for desktop viewing. I have a few pages which make sense for a desktop visitor due to their content nature, and thus I have to cut down the mobile page size by removing components in order to bring the load time lower for 4G devices. Gets a little troublesome at times.
Yes,
Yeah.
even though it's a trouble, it is good for your business because if you lose the mobile customers due to speed, it's a bigger problem, isn't it? So sometimes you find a balance because it is possible that if you do a mobile design first and ramp it up to desktop, about 90% of the time that will help you means to manage the expectation. And we are in 2021 and beyond. Now everything is about minimalism, simplification. If you look at websites for like Twitter's login page, if you look at like some of the SaaS products, for example, PageMaker, for example, what swipe pages. Look at their homepage. They actually design it mobile first, then they bring it up to desktop, and That should be the fast, easy, and simplified experience, because nowadays nobody has time to read your sales speech if it is too much texty.
Yes.
Makes sense?
Yes. Absolutely. There is a compliment here for you. Love your examples, Ruhani. So that's from Aditya. Thanks,
Who
Aditya,
was
for sharing that.
I
Yes.
will reply some. Yeah.
Yes.
So I wanted to.
Hey, one last comment before we move forward. Ruhani, I know you mentioned you like Cloudflare. Have you checked out their automatic platform optimization? What do you think about it? Are you using Cloudflare Argo by any chance?
So, first one, I have tested it, and then I realized that I can do the same without spending the money. So after 1 month, I discontinued the subscription. And for Argo, two of our enterprise sites are running on Argo because they are telco sites and they are in heavy traffic. So it helps us balance the cache engine according to multiple different countries. So yes, if you are in that scale, you should go for Argo, but not necessarily the platform optimization, because what I'm going to show you, it's already doing the job. So why would you need the money? Why would you need to spend the money? That's my
Excellent.
simple
Yes. And
to
we
the
can
point.
jump right into it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Ruhani.
So this is one of my friends' website. They are a coaching business. So I thought, okay, why not use the tools that I have on my hand? So I put in generate press and I put in generate blocks. So this doesn't have a page builder at all, but it is still visual. I can change every component of it visually, and it be built on blocks, just plain blocks. So what I wanted to show is the light speed cache, and what are the most essential part of it that make all the things different. So for any standard website, you should not own all the caching system. Most of the people do this problem. You can have CSS minify. Then this is the most important part. Load CSS synchronously. So it will load the CSS while your page is loading. CSS per URL and font display optimization. See what Nilesh asked, that whether we can use Google Fonts or not, whether it will impact performance. Use the swap and it will immediately improve your performance. Like that, we also have JS deferred, but in deferred mode. Some people also prefer delayed, means your website is completely loaded, and after that, 1 second after that, your JavaScript will be loaded. These are applicable to things like when you have live things like Consulto or live chat system, they can impact your performance really bad. So this is why you can use delayed or deferred, and it will make a big changes for you. The next thing is DNS prefetch control. This one I didn't understand at the beginning. Then I checked Twitter, Facebook, and how they do these things. And then I realized that they actually use DNS prefetch control for all their external requests and internal. And this is very important. As you can see, it says load Google Fonts asynchronously. So yeah, that's most of the LS cache. You can see they already have lazy load images. This is important if you do not have any other plugin. And so these are the things you will need if you want to lazy load friends. What I mean is like your YouTube videos and images that you didn't add dimension. It will create a problem that your layout has been shifted. And when you use inline lazy load library, it will optimize the code included in the page. So this is one of the most important part of the Lightspeed cache. There are other elements which you can figure out by yourself. It's not a big deal. And the other part is cache. So most of the thing has been taken care of by Lightspeed cache. You don't have to touch or install other plugins. The second container that will make a huge difference is this guy. I know a lot of people like, a lot of people don't like, but they are very simple, and with all these things on, generally you get the test result like this. So this is the number I want to see. I want to see green, 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 green. So how is that possible? It's possible. It's just combination of two plugins. So I have another website. So this story is about DV. I know, Nilesh, you said that DV was heavy.
Yeah.
So 95 by 100, and is built on DV. So yes, guys, it's possible. With DV, you can do 95. Here, what I did, I didn't even use Lightspeed. This is a 20i hosting. The only plugin I have installed is DV, and the second plugin is EWWW. Two plugins and the built-in service provider system, and that's it. So I will show you something. This is our enterprise site. The product I have made, it's a live product, and the product I made is called Updraft. Can you see the numbers here? So this number is pretty bad. What I did, I created another instance of these using Lightspeed and EWW. So the numbers is 199 and 0 millisecond blocking. So these are possible. These are live examples that I have applied the optimization. Of course, when I show it to the CEO, and he was like, how is that possible? It's possible. It's just that how you choose what to use. So again, I'm going to repeat this one more time. Choose your hosting carefully. It will make or break the entire following system you're going to implement. It can be big, it can be small, but hosting is definitely the first thing that you need to figure out. So what do you think? These are live sites. And I even have, oh, what I wanted to talk about is this. So I had a comparison done with Brick, with Swipe Pages, and do not underestimate these guys. So if you have the possibility, or if you can spare that 99 bucks a year, I think if you compare it with Swipe Pages, here is an example Swipe Pages with 94 by 93 and 100 by 97. Which one you are going to pick? So these are all real life testing that I have done, and now you know this, and we will know more going forward. And this is why joining the group, share your ideas. It doesn't mean I know everything. I never know everything. Everything every day I'm learning from you, I'm learning from Nilesh, I'm learning from Jason, everyone. So is a unified learning experience. Let's just put it in that way. For now, I wanted to show you guys these things, and if you can, if EWW is still available, get your hands on it.
So, question regarding EWW, right? I mean, and I see there is a lot of discussion. Some people might be a little bit confused. Everything is moving to WebP formats and things of that nature. And there were a lot of questions, right? I mean, of course, there is a place for EWW plugin. It still would optimize a particular image format. But what's your experience in terms of EWW? I
So
mean,
EWW is optimizing to native. When you're using their Easy IO, it is delivering WebP on the fly.
yes.
And the another thing that I really like, is they not only optimize the image, they only also fit it for your mobile devices, which is like, for the example, the LTD money I spend for unlimited site, it, it was worth it. Don't you think? Like, for unlimited site, you have image resize options and certain things. Yes, there are other options. You can go for Cloudflare images, but then you might have to write a plugin to get it work. Somebody is writing a plugin, as far as I know, so that will implement Cloudflare images.
Okay. So I think we have a few more comments here. Have you used Cloud Image instead of EWWW? I have tried both, but I do find Cloud Image better.
I did, I did, and when I use it over time, like for example, I use it for a month, then I realized that certain small elements, small features, I was missing in cloud images. Maybe they have improved from that point of time. For example, EWW can create an empty image placeholder to reduce the number of requests. These are so fine detail that even probably you won't find it in the documentation. But all these small things matter. At the end, I have a website with 1,000 over posts, quite a lot of, not a lot of, but moderately number of plugins, and I have zero database query, and my images fits on mobile devices automatically. So yes, I always test, and if I didn't test anything, please let me know. Let me know in the comments, directly message me. I will go and use one of my domain to implement a hosting and immediately start testing it, because I know today the product is proven number one, tomorrow it will not be. That's the nature of all SaaS products. Today everybody talking about vbout, and tomorrow it won't be. That's the nature of things, right? So yeah, I'm always open to suggestions, and maybe I will learn from you.
Okay. I think we are at the end of the questions. Ruhani, is there anything you want to share on the screen? I think there is a lot to absorb from the session for
Yes,
everybody,
I think
right?
there is a lot,
Yes.
and I will let it be for now.
Yes.
Uh, but I would say, imagine if you are on a Lightspeed hosting, you
Yes.
can just use these two to actually get a great speed, even with DV, even with page builders. So yeah, we can actually, the point of doing the group SaaS mentor group, so we can actually learn it together. That certain cases doesn't fit me but fit another person. Let's help them. Let's find out the knowledge we have the gap in. So that's the whole point, and we will help.
Yes. Excellent. Excellent, Ruhani. So thanks for sharing all your all the knowledge and what you learned and what you know. And it is quite a learning experience for me, for sure. I'm sure there is a lot of folks in the community who we work with
Oh, it's talking
WordPress.
about juicy session. I just need to find out. Wait, hang on.
Yes.
This guy is funny.
Yes, yes, definitely. Oh, let me see here. Thank you guys. Very juicy session. So there we go. We can. Oh, there we go. Here,
Okay,
please.
so I stopped the
Will you
sharing for
post
now,
the
guys.
SaaS Mentor URL in the chat? I think it's already posted. Aiden Morrison, it's already posted. So if you go up in the comments, or maybe Jason, if he's still around, maybe he can post it. Yes, Ruhani, sorry to interrupt. You're saying something. Ruhani?
Oh, sorry, my screen. Yeah, my screen is still on. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. No worries, no worries. Thank you. Okay, so perfect. Thank you for that answer. Thank you guys. Very usual session. Out of Lightspeed and EWW, which plugin have you turned in caching on? As they both overlap on that feature, can only set it one app at a time. Ronnie, out of Lightspeed and EWW, can you hear me still?
Yep, yep.
Okay. Out of
Perfectly clear.
Lightspeed and EWWW, which plugin have you turned in caching on? Because they overlap
So
on the
the
feature, right? Yeah.
I know these two things have overlapping features. So what I do is, to be precise, the caching, page caching, JavaScript caching, and certain things, I will put it on Lightspeed Cache plugin, and image lazy loading, I will put it on EWWW. Okay, so these can vary slightly depending on your implementation cases. So imagine you want to have YouTube lazy loading, then you do not use the lazy loading on EWW, and you use the lazy loading on LS Cache.
Okay. Okay. What a Ruhani masterclass. First thing on a Saturday morning sets a high bar for the rest of the weekend. Yes, Jason, it is really a good masterclass and a lot of learning. And we're planning on doing a session today in the evening. So I'm not sure how we can better that or any other session, but it's a really amazing to hear a lot of great things about WordPress and how useful for everybody, right? Especially with all the, it being such a popular platform. So, uh, yes, absolute masterclass, Ronnie.
I,
And
I, I want to simplify things because there's a lot of time. You post a question on the group and there will have 10 different answers. But I just want to simplify this. If you have a moderately good hosting, what I'm talking about is name hero A2 and similar WPX, and between WP Engine and Kinstyle. If you can stay between these two zones, you are set for life. Yes, someday there will be another hosting provider. They will be doing better than name hero. That's part of life. But
yes,
for now, if you want stability, support, and optimized and secure, because I know many people are installing WP security this, WP security that. No, your platform should be secured by the hosting provider, so you do not have to worry about security plugins. And please listen to me, do not install security plugin. It can create certain overhead and certain blockage that you cannot control from your side. I have seen people install WP security plugins and lock themselves out, and they cannot log into their own admin panel. It happened. You have made it so secure that you can't even log in by yourself. So it's a reality. So you don't need all these, extra things. Stick with a good hosting, use a good theme, secure theme, and one or two performance plugin. You're set. Good numbers. I can show you another five website with, 95 to 100 numbers. So what does it take? It just takes a good hosting, an approach, not too many plugins. Stay with the bare minimum. So what do
Okay.
you guys think?
Oh, that's Corey.
Yeah,
Hey, how's it
yeah.
going? Yes.
Hey Corey.
Yeah. So Corey has a live stream as well. If you haven't watched him,
Yes,
please go and watch
he is
him.
specialized in video. I would say. I mean, he is more prepared and more. Uh,
He is. He is
we
very.
have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has been doing video for a while, and
Mm.
yeah, he brings a great energy to his
Yes, yes.
live streams, which I
I
really
checked
like.
few of his previous ones, and it was like, oh my god, he knows about these things. Streaming and how to set it up, how to corner it, and all those things. Yeah,
Yeah,
and that is why I
absolutely.
say that we are learning every day.
Absolutely. We I had posted a link, Ruhani. If you want to learn about streaming, I had posted a link a few days ago. There was an event called
Okay.
Leap into Live, and it was
Ah,
from some of the folks in the eCam community. And
I see. I
it
see.
is
I see.
one of the best events. I had posted a link. It has like a paid version and a free version, but the recordings are still available there. And if you get a chance, do watch it, because there is a lot of
Of course,
good
I
things
will.
to learn from Leap into Live, and it's one of my favorite communities as well. So oh, what do you think? Oh, there is one more. As we are closing,
No, it's fine. It's
Corey,
fine.
you are a
Yeah,
bit late, but we'll cover it. Okay.
yeah. So if you want to do funnels on WordPress website, easiest is to use Breezy. They come with a lot of template that is designed for landing pages, so you can do funnels. And of course, when you're on WordPress, you can literally add so many type of plugins that can collect, that can convert, that can take you to another place for payment, and all of that. Yes, I know people prefer swipe pages and certain things, but you can actually do it on WordPress. You can do it with Divi. You can do it with Elementor. You can do it with Breezy. And one more is Thrive Architect. I know a lot of people doesn't talk about it. They are an optimized platform as well. When I have some time, I will create a demo for that you can use a full funnel site using WordPress in less than 30 minutes. Yes, I mean, if you want to go and change copy, it will take some time. But if you want to bring out the layout, it can take maximum of 30 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, I hope, Corey, that answers your question. And with that, I think we should wrap it up, because it's been 2 hours. Ronnie, I
Yeah.
know it's late on your end as well. And what we will do is maybe do a follow up session one of these days. Get
Yes.
maybe
Yes.
get more like a hands on session where we prepare a list for users what they can do first, and go along with them to help them some of those things, especially the
Yeah.
newer folks. I mean, there is a lot of technically savvy folks in our community,
Yes.
but there is any
And
new buyer.
of course, I definitely like to hang out with all the technical stuff, and we put all the jargon on the table, and
Yeah.
that's like my thing.
Yes. 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 But I mean, for some of the newer folks as well, maybe we can arrange a session and do a little bit hands-on kind of thing, right? So with that, any closing comments, Ruhani, before we play some music and enjoy the rest of the weekend? And we are going to do a live stream this evening to talk, just generate our LTD weekly
Yes.
brews and LTDs kind of
Uh,
stream. But
my
yes, Ruhani. Any closing comments
Yeah, my
before we?
last words will be stay simple. Do not misdirect your attention to too many answers. Try to stay simple. You're hosting two or three plugins. You are up for performance. Yes, not 100% applicable. Then you dig down from that point. But do not put so many things in one bucket and expect that it will work out. Go with simpler things. It always works. Hey, thanks, Jason, man. Hey, Corey, you are late. I don't know what you are doing. Wake up late, I guess.
Yes. So Corey, tonight's session we are thinking of doing around either like 9 or 7 o'clock. I haven't posted it. I have to check some availability and get back to you. So stay tuned. But I will post that shortly. And with that, again, please join Ruhani's community. There is a link in our comments. I'm going to
Yeah.
leave a link at the end of the video. And
So
we're going to do
I
a
would like
follow-up
to say
session.
that the community is that we are driving into is not about who can sell what. It is not. It is about we will learn things together.
Yes.
That's it is about. So I do not know all the things. Nobody knows all the things. So let's fill up those gaps. I would love to talk with you guys, but sometimes my only problem is that sometimes I don't have enough time. That's my only problem.
Yes. Thank you for all the lovely comments, guys.
Yeah,
And
thank you so much for everyone who was here. It makes a impact in my life also in positive way that I am able to help somebody, and whether it is small or big, it matters.
yes, and thank you. Thanks a lot, Ruhani. So always value you being part of this community, and all the best in your new ventures and your new initiatives. And I'm sure there is a lot of people who will benefit from your knowledge. So thank you again,
Thank you,
and we'll do
everyone,
a
and
follow-up
thanks,
session
Nilesh.
in a few
You
weeks.
have made
Sure.
it possible.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.